I felt from the moment of our first encounter that I had known Carol for a long time. It's hard to describe.
The current connection between us expresses itself in co-created show we have named Double. I see it as an expression of our love and respect for each other. Hello, I am Carol Newhouse, photographer and writer, participating alongside Carmen Winant in our show Double, or Double.
Hello, my name is Carmen Winant. Double is a project that has been years and years in the making. I was working on a project at the time that investigated and sort of worked to make sense of the lesbian, feminist, separatist land projects, largely in the Pacific Northwest, sometimes called women's lands, in the 1970s.
Carmen and I came together. This would have been 2019. For me, it was a time of women photographers coming together. It was extraordinary. Feminist creativity. This was a time much like 50 years before that, when the women's land movement in Southern Oregon was just taking root on the west coast of the United States. And I was there to photograph it.
We decided to do something which felt for us very bold, which was to make a series of double exposures so that I would shoot rolls on my end on my 35mm camera in Columbus, Ohio in the Midwest.
And she would actually mail it, send it to me to Berkeley, California. And I would do the same. I would print or put my mark on top of it. And then, of course, we would develop it.
And from this, Carmen and Carol decided to engage in a one-year workshop. They have some themes. Self-representation, self-portraits is one, of course. Sky and nature is another. And then they have a role that they call mystery.
Really, the premise for this came from some reading that I had done on the Ovulars, which were a series of feminist workshops on photography that were given between the summers of 1980 and 1984 on Rootworks, which was another woman's land. Exercises like Exquisite Corpse, the surrealist game, where one person would take a picture and hand that picture to someone else, and they would make a photograph based on that picture. Or the premise of always handing the camera back and forth, so you're shooting on the same roll. These are all like feminist games, really, in some sense, to make new kinds of pictures.
The doubled photo that I created so many years ago, I think that it reveals much about our loving commitment, our vulnerability, and our feminist vision, and also about our connection to nature.
I think that these double exposures by Carmen and Carol made now 50 years later not only reflects this history, but in a way actively reshapes it. I hope that this one-year workshop will inspire more photographers to see what they can do together and to also reflect and think about how do you want to be represented and how you look at others. Welcome to the show and all.